Hello. If you continue to have problems with your computer, please contact the help desk and or know that you can download certain apps from our library for free. Thanks to those who have contacted me should they run across problems. By alerting me to such an issue, you make this course flow better. Also know that I'll be eventually opening the text discussion blog content area for all 4 texts for this class. In addition, I've already posted the critical review criteria. Soon you'll have to commit to a book which you'll read and write on. I know that I said I would post the blog already, however, now I think I should wait until after our midterm. Go ahead and check out the plethora of posts in the Linux Lounge, and always know that you can post anything that you think is relevant to our studies this semester. Please do not feel that you have to attend, read, and or participate in everything that I post. Rather, I just want to make you aware of what's going on around us relative to African and African American studies. Please make sure to check your Grade Center weekly at least. Every other day would be even better. It's very important that you do this, as I usually try to make my comments on both your initial post as well as to include my commentary with the grade score. With regard to the Grade Center, I'm feverishly working on getting it up to date. In my defense, the last 2 weekends I was contending with the fallout of 2 shootings at our children's high school. Please know that I'm firmly aware of this Grade Center situation. Hopefully there will be no more incidences at La Follette, and I will not fall behind again. Now for congratulations, as you made it through our first module, Mama Africa, and we're just wrapping up our second module, American Revolution, and the midterm is due to be released this evening. I'm firmly aware that our foundational material can be very heady and emotionally charged, and we are not in the same room with each other to discuss these things. This is definitely one of the drawbacks of online instruction, at least in my estimation. I'm trying to be optimistic that you're all working through this material and that you're absorbing it well on your own. In a face-to-face environment, we can usually see each other's faces, body language, hear each other's voices and tones, and more, which can help in facilitating better discussions. However, in this online environment, we have to develop ways to still have a great discussion about such themes and topics without the advantage of physically being with each other. If there's anything that you'd like to question, discuss further, and or contest, please do so. We can do this either in the Linux Lounge or any of the modules related activities. I pride myself on ensuring that my students can totally disagree with my assertions as long as they can historically support their assertions, and you can still get an A in the course. In truth, I was really intrigued with your foundational pre-midterm work. Hopefully you all read your classmates' entries so that you get the fuller picture as well. This is why it's crucial that you at least peruse your classmates' posts. Relative to the questions I posed and answers I read, I would like to draw your attention to the Linux Lounge entries on Bishop Bartolome de las Casas. The bishop basically argued against the enslavement of the indigenous, also known as the Indians, and suggested that Africans be selected as the optimal slave for the transatlantic slave system. While he regretted this suggestion and recanted on his deathbed, the damage had been done. This is a primary document that historians can refer to. Many of the other reasons that you put forth were valid as well, and I'm very pleased to see them posted. As far as the Irish scenario, excuse me, I want to make sure that you were aware that the Irish slavery and indentured servitude was attempted, however, it did not work out. I want to also make you aware that there are white supremacy groups that have used this in an ahistorical fashion. I have had even pro-Irish memes put on my Facebook wall by Irish relatives that I've had to address, such as ahistorical assertions that lend themselves to white supremacy. It is important to be aware of these historical nuances and or controversies. Also relative to our coursework on skin color, it's also important to at least contemplate which came first, chattel slavery or racism, aka ethnic chauvinism against Africans. I have my own opinions on this, as I'm sure you do. You can probably glean from the way I presented the information which school of thought I fall into on this historical question. Just like I said with regard to the creationism versus evolution issue, you can believe that slavery already existed first and then came racism, or that they occurred simultaneously, just like other colleagues have. But you just have to make sure that you can historically back up your argument. My question to you would be, if skin color or ethnic chauvinism did not come first, then I wonder why we have white or European hegemonic legacies that continue to rage today. Band-aids, makeup, cosmetic and hair products, nude nylons, undergarments, skin color crayons, etc. This is a time where I'd love to be in a room with all of you to discuss these points in person so that you can see people's faces, hear their voice tones, and read their body language. But alas, this is an online course and we'll have to make the most of it. There are so many things that have been in the news that I like to post. However, I'd be up around the clock reading and posting, as would you. If I feel that it's so crucial to cite, I will post it in the Linux Lounge, and I would encourage you to do the same. But I'm not going to post just something every time the media airs an unjust shooting, something that any of the political candidates, Kanye West says, or something about the Confederate flag, babysitting while black, etc. I think you get that, and you will appreciate it in the long run. While I want you to make connections to the world around you with our coursework, I also want you to have a healthy balance. Please do not get me wrong. I lament every life that is taken, whether it be civilian and or police. And I'm a political animal who tries to be very much aware of current events. I just feel that I could overdo the posts, which greatly take away from the history that we're studying. Again, there's a fine balance to self-care, historical study, and socio-political awareness. If you would like to post something to this end, please pose your comment on the appropriate blog or wiki. And if it's something related, you could always post it in the Lennox Lounge. As for me, I'm very pleased with the work that you've all done in these first foundational modules. Always know that even if you do not get exhaustive feedback on all your work, I read your work once through, reflect, and then I return to grade it. I hope you can sense that. As always, if there's anything that you need or anything that I can do to make your learning experience better, do not hesitate to let me know. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll wrap up Module 2 as we wrap up Module 2, and our midterm comes out on Wednesday, or that's tonight at 11:59 p.m. P.S. I have noticed some practices that I think need improvement. Make sure that you keep up with your typing, grammar etiquette, as many people are slipping into texting mode, which really takes away from your contribution. In addition to posting your contribution to our discussions, make sure to add a follow-up question or commentary to your fellow classmates and or mine. This would be a lot easier if people would begin looking and posting their entries earlier than Wednesday evening, which is right before our weekly coursework deadline. I know this because I can view when people last check into Blackboard and when they finally post their entry. I do not want to start mandating that people start commenting on the last person who posted, as I find that to be very demeaning and maternalistic. If you believe any of these practices apply to you, please try changing your practice of checking into Blackboard and revising when you post your entries. Procrastination in this instance, can definitely negatively affect your participation and even your grade. Online classes, for this reason, among others, can be more difficult as you really have to manage your time to ensure the most beneficial learning experience. As always, if there's any loose ends I need to tie up or any improvements I can make, please let me know. Have a great rest of your week, as I already said, as we anticipate our midterm this evening, and thank you.